Welcome to the Managing Drought in the Southern Plains webinar series. I'm Margaret Boone, Program Manager of the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program, with your briefing for Friday, October 17th, 2014. This information is brought to you by the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program in association with NOAA, NIDIS, and the National Drought Mitigation Center. So what has changed over the past week and month? Over the past week, large areas of heavy rain from 2 to 6 inches fell across portions of the southern plains, including eastern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, eastern and southern Arkansas, and portions of Missouri. With the heavy rains, it is really a case of haves and have-nots. While portions of the southern plains saw 1 to 2 category improvement in drought conditions, some areas saw degradation of their drought conditions. Unseasonably warm temperatures persisted across much of the western United States, where temperatures were between 6 to 12 degrees above normal. Over the next 10 to 14 days, a drier pattern will persist across the western and southern United States, with continued unseasonably warm temperatures across the western half of the U.S. This is the newest drought monitor released Thursday, October 16th. Extreme and exceptional drought persists across the western U.S. and portions of the southern plains, especially north-central Texas and western southwestern Oklahoma. When we zoom in a little closer, we can see there's been some expansion of D0 conditions in southeastern North Dakota. Across the south, 1 to 2 category improvements have been seen across the areas that received the heaviest rainfall in Missouri, eastern and southern Arkansas, northeastern Texas, and eastern Oklahoma. I mentioned earlier the haves and have-nots, and Texas is a great example. While improvements were made in eastern Texas, southern Texas saw expansion of the D1 to D3 drought conditions. Tennessee and Kentucky are now drought-free. Across the west, extreme and exceptional drought persists across California and Nevada, though some moisture has led to minimal improvements in eastern Idaho, northern Utah, and northern Nevada. Rainfall departures over the last 14 days show the heavy rainfall that fell across portions of the southern plains into the Tennessee Valley. The last 60 days visualize the monsoon rains very well across southern Arizona, New Mexico, and far western Texas. As we look out over the last 6 months, we can see some of the impact spring and summer rains left on the whole country. And then the water year to date, which actually began October 1st, is very similar, of course, to the last 14 days as it looks out over the same time period. The impact of the recent heavy rains are very apparent in the upper zone soil moisture anomalies. A majority of Oklahoma and Kansas are experiencing at least 90% of normal soil moisture anomalies, and many areas are seeing 100 to 110% of normal soil moisture anomalies. However, outside of southeastern Oklahoma, many of these same areas are experiencing 50% or less of normal soil moisture anomalies in the lower zone, indicating just how long-term our drought conditions have affected the moisture availability in the area. The 5-day outlook shows the expected dry pattern across much of the central United States. Precipitation is possible across the upper Midwest and Northeast, along with the Pacific Northwest. Unseasonably warm temperatures are also expected across the western half of the United States, with some areas seeing temperatures as much as 15 degrees above normal. The 6 to 10-day outlooks, which is valid Thursday, October 23rd through Monday, October 27th, indicate the warm and dry pattern is expected to still continue, at least for the next 10 days. Temperatures are expected to be above normal across the majority of the United States, with a small area in the southeastern U.S. possibly being below normal temperatures. The majority of the United States is also expected to be dry, with a small portion of the Pacific Northwest and Florida possibly seeing above normal precipitation. The Climate Prediction Center, CPC, the 3-month outlooks were updated Thursday, October 16th, with the 60 to 65% chance of a developing weak El Nino over the next 1 to 2 months. These 3-month outlooks reflecting November, December, and January incorporate the El Nino signature across the southern United States. Above normal temperatures are possible across the west and northern tier states, with below normal temperatures across the southern plains, and equal chances of above or below normal temperatures in between. Likewise, with an El Nino signature, the possibility of above normal precipitation is seen across the southern tier of states, with 2 areas across the Northwest and the Great Lakes expecting below normal precipitation. Equal chances of above or below normal precipitation is expected elsewhere. NCDC, which is the National Climatic Data Center, produces a State of the Climate report for each month. This is September 2014, and it was recently released with the significant events shown on this image. Of note is the mention of the persisting drought conditions in parts of the West and Southern Plains, along with the record temperatures. California saw its warmest January through September period on record. The monthly drought outlook was issued September 30th and is valid for the month of October. Drought persistence is expected across the majority of the drought-stricken areas, with a few areas across the Pacific Northwest possibly seeing drought expansion in that region. As always, please join us for these briefings and full topic webinars. For more information, please visit our SCIP website, southernclimate.org, to register for more information if you haven't already. These briefings will be posted to the SCIP YouTube channel as well as our website. Please like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at skip_RESA for more information. We thank you for joining us and have a great weekend.